Act 1, Scene 1. The spacious, open-plan living room kitchen of the historic Marsh Manse, a late afternoon in August. The decor is tasteful and understated, an elegant fusion of old elements and new. There's a fireplace. The furniture includes an antique desk and a dining table. On the table is a plastic carrier bag with a note attached. At rise, we hear a distant murmur of surf, a gull calling. Betsy enters. She carries a Whole Foods reusable shopping bag and she's chatting to her mother.
Mom, that's wonderful. Well, obviously you've had your hip replaced, but we'll still go jogging on the beach, right? Yes, Mom, I'm kidding. Listen, I have some big news. Are you ready for this? The apartment is finished. Hallelujah is right. Eduardo and his crew are tying up some loose ends, but basically, oh, it looks great. You didn't get those pictures I sent you? No, we did not go with the chartreuse. Mom, it was garish, okay? I mean, well, there's bold and there's tacky. I'm not saying you're tacky, Jesus. Um, okay, okay. We're renting it to a graduate student. No, just for a short while. She'll be long gone by the time you get here. Well, it was kind of spontaneous. I was at the college for a concert and I ran into Annie Braithwaite. Annie the Dean? Oh, actually, I think it was her daughter that's the opera singer. Anyway, Annie tells me about how tough it is to find anything affordable off campus, and she mentions this one grad student who's just desperate. I thought, well, we have this brand new apartment in the carriage barn sitting empty until you get here. She's from Virginia, seems very sweet. We talked on the phone, and she's coming by tomorrow. I know, Mom. I can't wait to. Of course, we'll do everything we always do, including margaritas on the beach at sunset.
The bag and note on the table catch Betsy's eye.
Hey, listen, Mom, I gotta get going here. I love you too.
She ends the call and reads the note. She takes a small, rusty antique metal box from the bag. John enters from the stairs. He's still in running shorts, but now bare-chested and barefoot.
You get it?
What?
My shampoo.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
No worries. What's this?
I don't know. Eduardo found it.
Where?
Buried under the carriage barn.
Bunch of junk.
I don't know.
Hey, look, calorie shells. Remember those big ones in Hawaii? The tiger calories? Oh, that's so cool.
This may certify that I, Obadiah Marsh, of said Rumford County in the county of Essex, Massachusetts Bay in New England, for divers causes and considerations have released and set free this Negro whose name is Violet, the bearer of this instrument who has been my lawful servant from her early years until this day, so that she now hath full power to conduct and act for herself. Witness my hand, Obadiah Marsh, October 20th, 1763. You know what this is? This is a manumission paper.
Manumission?
A freedom paper. Someone who's been freed from slavery.
It's amazing what they can do nowadays.
You think it's fake?
I mean, it's good. It's very good.
It seems real.
Well, that's the point.
But the lettering, the paper.
Yeah, but this is kid stuff. You can make anything with a 3D printer these days.
Yeah, but why was this all buried in a box?
Good question.
I mean,
treasure hunt.
What?
We had one every summer.
Here.
Family tradition.
Since when?
Since forever.
You never mentioned it.
Well, sure I did.
No.
No.
Making beach plum jam, incestuous romps with cousins in the carriage barn.
Oh, yeah.
But a treasure hunt?
No, I'm telling you, it was a thing. The adults hid clues in the garden and the barn and wherever. We had super cool prizes and
What?
Red Sox tickets, ice cream sundaes.
A rusty old box with a scroll in it.
One year it was a didgeridoo. Yeah, Aunt Charlotte brought it back from Australia. Ever try to play one of those things? It's hard. All that circular breathing feels like you're strangling yourself.
You are so full of it.
I pinky swear.
This was buried where no one could find it unless they knew exactly where to look.
Oh?
So?
Eduardo.
What?
Maybe he put it there.
Eduardo.
Well, he says he found it, right?
So this is some bizarre hoax by our construction guy.
What do we know about him, except he's Brazilian?
Eduardo is from Ecuador. He has a degree in horticulture and he's reliable and honest. Suppose this is real.
No way.
But suppose it is.
Well, then I'd say Colonel Mustard did it in the conservatory with the candlestick.
John!
It's fantasy.
What about Obadiah Marsh?
What about it?
He's a Marsh, you're a Marsh. You could be related.
It's a made-up name.
Is it? I mean, this house has been in your family for what, 5 generations?
So if you wanted to fool people, Marsh would be a very smart choice.
On the other hand, if this is authentic, Obadiah Marsh lived in this house.
And owned a slave called Violet.
Yes.
The plot thickens. Can I use
What?
your shampoo?
Sure.
Need any help
What?
with dinner?
No, I'm good.
What are we having?
Duck breasts.
Oh, with the thyme and the blackberry sauce.
Yes.
You okay?
Yeah.
I'll be 5 minutes.
Take your time.
Want to join me?
This duck needs attention.
Lucky duck.
Act 1, Scene 2. The same. 2 days later, early evening. Betsy is laying out homemade cheese sticks, olives, plates, and napkins on the coffee table.
It's in immaculate condition.
Really?
Perfectly restored. I mean, down to the running back stays on the gaff rig. I couldn't believe it.
That is fantastic. And the guy's definitely selling.
The boat is mine if I want it. Is this it? I mean, is this really it?
Your very own friendship sloop.
I love you.
She'll be here any minute. Could you,
Sure. What's her name again?
Amani.
And what do we know about her?
She's a grad student, something in mental health. And she's very punctual.
I'll go.
Mr. Marsh? Hi, I'm Imani Dawes.
Welcome. Come on in.
John enters, followed by Imani. She's wearing her U.S. Army sergeant dress uniform.
Mrs. Marsh. Hi, I'm Imani.
Hi, good to meet you.
You too.
I didn't realize you were in the service.
U.S. Army. We dress up good.
So I see.
Wow, you have a beautiful home.
Thank you. Would you like to freshen up?
Oh, well,
The
actually,
bathroom's down the hall on the right.
okay. Thanks.
She's black.
I noticed.
She can't live in that apartment.
What?
The old slave quarters?
Come on.
We have evidence.
Evidence? What evidence?
The manumission paper.
I told you.
And the bent nail, and the shell, and the silver coin.
Bets.
All typical items in a moyo.
What?
A moyo, a spirit bundle. Slaves kept them for spiritual protection.
Oh, okay. Look.
You want to risk it?
Risk what?
Do you? So you found us okay.
Yeah, thank God for GPS.
Yes, it is a little tricky.
I didn't realize you were so close to the beach.
Yes, we're very lucky. Can I get you something? Glass of wine?
Sure, thanks.
Red or white?
Red?
I have a nice Montepulciano.
Perfect.
There we go. And please help yourself to nibbles.
Thank you.
So, I'm afraid we have a little distressing news about the apartment.
You've rented it to someone else.
No. A burst pipe.
Really?
It's a disaster in there, water damage everywhere.
Oh no.
I know we've had the plumbers in, but it turns out it's more complicated than we thought. And well, right now, I mean, it's just unlivable.
How long for?
3 or 4 weeks, at least. Could be longer, you know, the way these things go.
When did this happen?
Last night. I should have texted you or called you, but I don't know. It just seemed too impersonal, and I am so sorry.
I'm sorry for you too. I mean, you were pretty much done, right?
Ugh, finishing touches.
But you were insured.
Oh, yes, thank God.
Well, that's something.
Yes, I mean,
Could I see it?
the apartment.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea. It's such a mess right now.
But you saw the photos I sent you.
Yes, it looked wonderful. I said to myself at the time, this is too good to be true, girl. And guess what?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
Yes.
Well, I won't take up any more of your time. It's been nice meeting you.
Oh, do stay and finish your wine.
Thanks, but I should get going. I got things to take care of.
Of course.
Look, Amelie.
Imani.
Imani, excuse me. This is a tough break for all of us, but obviously for you and your current situation.
We'll help you find another place.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
No, it's the least we can do. We
Yeah,
know.
we'll make some calls.
Well, I sure would appreciate it.
And in the meantime, we'll put you up in a hotel.
Good luck with that.
Excuse me?
No, I mean, it's very kind of you. It's just that everything's full, even Airbnbs.
Really? I mean, there must be something.
It's the start of the school year. Things will open up.
I don't know. Every place I've tried, it's like, forget it. I mean, I could probably find something out of town, but then I'd have to commute. And the traffic around here is like nuts.
True, but
Oh, can't the army help?
I get a housing allowance. That's it.
So where are you staying?
I've couch surfed a little. Other students.
And tonight?
Tonight, I'll probably sleep in my car.
You are not sleeping in your car.
Well, I'm not camping on the beach.
No, you are sleeping here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
We have a guest bedroom down the hall next to the bathroom.
That is really kind of you, but
It would be our pleasure.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
fine with me.
Okay. That is super generous of you. Thank you. Maybe for one night.
No, until we find something more permanent for you.
Well, I don't know how
Want to
long
take
this.
a look?
Sure.
Imani follows Betsy through a door leading to the guest bedroom.
This is gorgeous.
It's kind of cozy, isn't it?
And the color.
It's dead salmon.
Dead salmon.
I know the names they come up with, right? What do you think? I wanted something bold but restful.
But not dead?
No. I mean, it sounds like apples and oranges.
No. I think it's great. I think You killed it.
Oh, I guess I did.
Maybe you should have gone with live salmon.
Yes, how different would that be? So, is it okay?
It's perfect.
Oh, great. Well, I say we drink to that. God, this is such a relief. Can't even tell you. I mean, it felt so, well, anyway, problem solved. For now, at least. Yay for us. Oh, we just killed this one. Let's see. I have a fruity and robust Portuguese.
It's not Alicante Boucher.
It is.
Oh, sweet Lord, I'm double blessed.
I knew you were a woman of taste.
How did you know that?
Oh, I just, wow.
Mr. Marsh, what kind of work do you do?
I'm retired.
Semi-retired, John manages a hedge fund.
On Wall Street?
In Boston
He did work in Manhattan for a few years.
until 2008
After the crash?
during.
How did you make out?
I survived.
He's being modest. He made some very smart bets.
You commute to Boston?
I work here remotely.
This is John's favorite place on the planet. He's come here every summer since he was a child, and he's always wanted to live here year round. His mom died 2 years ago and left him in the house, and here we are.
It's beautiful. How old is it?
It was built in 1760
Really?
by John's ancestors on his father's side.
Wow. So much history. Like, you can feel it.
Yes.
You have to excuse me. I have some work to do.
Of course.
It's been nice meeting you.
You too. Thanks again.
Can I get you something more to eat, or?
I am still working on these cheese sticks.
They're good, aren't they?
Oh my God, they're amazing. You made them?
I did. It's a Tuscan recipe. We were there 2 years ago.
Oh, and this is the perfect complement. Well balanced, fresh acidity, long finish, hints of passion fruit and plum.
Really?
No!
So tell me about yourself. You're from Virginia.
Yes, ma'am. Wine snob in horse country.
Okay.
And fewer and fewer Confederate statues.
Right. And you're training to be a mental health counselor?
Yeah, I want to be a psychologist, and the Army's paying for school.
Good deal.
Can't beat it.
And you'll stay in the service?
Probably, but I'm not sure. The military does have a lot more professional opportunities for African American females.
Huh. And you're here because of some professor, right?
David Locke, ex-Marine. He's a leading expert on battlefield trauma.
PTSD?
Yes. I really wanted to take his courses this semester, and a mentor of mine pulled some strings.
Sounds like a great opportunity.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Why trauma?
It's personal for me. An uncle of mine served in Iraq and a cousin in Afghanistan.
And
Came back seriously messed up, killed themselves.
oh my God, I'm so sorry.
What about you? What do you do?
I'm in marketing. Was.
And now?
I'm considering my options.
Like what?
I don't know. I mean, I've always had this idea, this fantasy, really, about owning a small restaurant.
Cool.
Yes, but I mean, I love to cook. I'm good at it. I even went to cooking school once. But one day I'm all fired up about it. And then the next I'm like, really? Who are you kidding?
You gotta follow your bliss.
So they say.
You guys have kids?
No. Excuse me. Eduardo. Really? Wow, okay. No, it's fine. Thanks for stopping by. Good night. Our contractor, working late.
He brought you groceries?
Tools. He's borrowed a few things from us.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just tired. It's been a long day.
I'll get my stuff from the car.
Great. And the bed's already made up, and there are fresh towels in the bathroom. Just help yourself.
Thanks. What about a key?
Good question.
I can get it in the morning.
I'll leave it on the counter.
Cool, thanks. Great. Good night.
Night.
Imani exits to her bedroom down the hall as Betsy contemplates the grocery bag on the counter. She then moves to the bag and extracts the bulky object it contains, a human skull. She holds the skull at arm's length and examines it. She turns and sees Violet in period servant's dress watching her. Violet is in the exact same spot in the hallway where Imani had stood moments before. Betsy freezes in shock and disbelief. She stares at Violet. Violet looks at her without expression. After a long moment, Violet turns and exits. Act 1, Scene 3. The same the next day. On the table is a skull.
Ah, Jesus.
Eduardo found it.
Where?
Same place, under the carriage barn. I think this is Violet.
What?
I think she was murdered.
How do you figure that?
This and the box were buried just a few feet from each other. There has to be a connection.
Why?
Violet's freedom paper must have been her most precious possession, and it was hidden in that box. If she'd left, she would have taken it with her, but she didn't.
And that means she was killed?
Makes sense.
What? Sweet, this is a huge leap.
It's the most likely scenario.
Assuming this is Violet,
Yes,
and Violet was a real person.
she was.
Well, how do you know?
I know.
Because
I just do.
I think we need to take a step back.
We need to go to the police.
Bets,
This is a crime scene.
how can we possibly know that?
Investigate, they'd have to. It's the law. If you find human remains, you have to notify the state or local police and the regional medical examiner. And if the bones are more than 100 years old, there has to be an archaeological investigation of the site.
No.
John,
No way, are you kidding me?
we have to report it.
You're assuming.
It's the
Think
law.
about it. Bets, if the police checked out every pile of old bones in every backyard, they'd never do anything else.
It's not any old bones.
Please.
I have a gut feeling about this.
Okay, but
And I trust it.
I hear you, but this place has been a construction site for 6 months. We're not going to dig it up all over again on a hunch.
A gut feeling.
Where's this coming from? Bets,
Don't even think about it.
it's hard not to.
I don't need to see Carol again, and I don't want to see Carol again, okay? Okay?
Okay,
There is the manumission paper.
what about it?
The museum agreed to take a look at it, see if it's authentic.
Great. Now, can we please get that thing out of here? It's creeping me out.
Act 1, Scene 4. 3 weeks later, evening. Violet is sweeping the floor and dusting. She completes her work. As she exits, John enters. She looks at him, but he can't see her. She is invisible to him. He holds a glass of wine and he's talking on his Bluetooth to a friend. He's exuberant and drunk.
What? I mean, how do you think? I sweetened the deal. I gave him 3% over the asking and, hired him to do a bunch of stuff I didn't want to do myself. Paint the cabin, clean out the bilges, whatever. Well, I knew we needed the money. No, it was a total win-win. Dude. This boat, I'm telling you, you will not believe this boat. She is a jewel. Sophisticated, elegant, classy. And the ride, oh my God, man, on a good day, it's better than sex, I swear to God. What? Right, the gala dinner, the famous gala dinner. Well, what'd I do last year? Make it 20. Hey, you caught me at a good time. And it is the museum, and I am the fucking treasurer. A cash bar? Seriously? I give you 20 grand, you make me pay for a glass of shitty Pinot Noir? Well, I'm not everybody. Who's catering? Ethiopian? Jesus. Yeah, we gotta have diversity in the food too. I'll bring my own chicken nuggets. Thank you very much. Oh, hey, bro. Yeah, I need to wrap this up. Yeah, no problem. Glad to do it. Yeah, I will. Love to Natalie too. All right. Yeah. Ciao. Well, you look ready to rock and roll.
Thanks.
Where are you going?
Just dinner with friends.
Have a glass of wine before you go?
Thanks, but I'm gonna be.
You gotta help me celebrate. I just bought a boat.
Congratulations.
And not just any boat. No. Drum roll. A friendship sloop. You don't know what that is, do you?
Mr. Marsh, I really
allow me to enlighten you.
Look, my friends are waiting.
Conte Boucher.
I really have to go.
2 minutes, tops.
Fine.
Check this out. There she is, in all her glory. Wanderer. You like the name?
Yeah.
Built in 1890 in the beautiful little town of Friendship, Maine, and lovingly restored. I mean, look at that. Is that poetry in motion or what?
Very impressive.
I've been searching for her for 20 years. 20 years. She is literally a dream come true. A toast to Wanderer and all who wander with her. Now, the Friendship sloop.
I have really gotta go.
Popular small workboat on the Maine coast until the gasoline engine revolutionized the lobster fishery. But and here's the thing, and I know you'll appreciate this. She is so much more than a boat, a vessel, an instrument. She is a work of art. I mean, when we look at a friendship sloop today, what do we see? What do you see? Well, I'll tell you what I don't see. I don't see ropes and tackle and slimy lobster traps. No. I see something quite different. I see mystery. I see grace. I see strength. I see beauty.
Mr. Marsh, your wife makes an awesome strawberry rhubarb pie.
Yes, she does. She's a very good cook.
The best. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Amani, wait a second. Wait, Amani,
What's going on?
I got her.
What?
My queen, my friendship sloop. I sealed the deal.
Why was Amani upset?
Something I said, she took it wrong, and I don't know. Drink?
What did you say to her?
It's time for her to move out and move on. Really, I mean, it's been what, like 3 weeks?
2.5?
She still hasn't found a place?
She's tried. I have too. Like she said, the pickings are very slim.
There's got to be somewhere.
Why are you mad at her?
I'm not mad at her. I just want my space back. Don't you? You know, we wouldn't even be having this conversation if you had just told her the truth in the first place.
Well,
And a burst pipe. Seriously, that was the best you could do. And she knows she's not dumb. I just want her gone, okay?
we'll figure something out.
God, I still can't believe it. You know, when I first set eyes on the friendship?
In Yachting World magazine.
I was 15.
16.
I didn't give a shit about girls. It was boats. It was all about boats. And that picture
Did you eat?
it was love at first sight.
John.
Now she's mine. Man. So how was it?
What?
Your meeting?
You mean my book club?
Right. So what are you guys reading?
Ta-Nehisi Coates.
What's it about?
That's the name of the author.
Okay.
He's quite provocative, especially right now.
Cool.
I showed the skull to the police.
You what?
They're sending a forensics team.
Jesus, I specifically said I do not want them here.
It needs to happen.
The fuck it does?
Who are you calling?
Mark Patterson?
I already spoke with him.
You called the chief of police?
He's supervising the investigation.
Why are you doing this?
Why are you so resistant?
Why?
I want to know what happened to Violet.
You mean you need to know what happened to Violet?
Yes, I need to know what happened to Violet.
And?
And yes, I will discuss it with Carol.
When?
John, I don't need therapy right now. I need facts.
I'm just concerned.
About what? What are you concerned about?
You. Your behavior.
What about it?
It's obsessive. Sweetie, by any reasonable definition. Look, I'm not trying to.
I have time on my hands. I'm curious. I'm enthusiastic. It's good. It's healthy.
Is it?
Yes.
That's the parallels.
Are obvious. I agree. So?
It seems like very dangerous territory.
For who?
Act 1, Scene 5. 2 weeks later, early afternoon. Betsy is seated at the table with her laptop, surrounded by books, photocopies of articles, documents. Betsy is talking to her mom.
Mom, it was not a body, it was human remains. Well, the police have completed their investigation and I don't know, Mom, your guess is as good as mine, okay? I gotta go. Love you.
You know, the last time I was this nervous? Right before our wedding.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Have you got your stuff together?
I'm not coming.
What?
Well, it's basically a bro thing, right? You and Alex?
No. I told you, it's just you and me. Our maiden voyage.
Sorry.
Come on. The weather's perfect. I've ordered from DeLuca's. Smoked salmon, spanakopita, a nice chablis.
Amani is leaving today.
Another reason to celebrate. Look, we'll go out for an hour or two, have a leisurely lunch, and I'll bring you back.
I heard from Patterson.
Oh, yeah?
He received the report from the forensic anthropologist.
Cool.
I need you to listen. The skull and the remains date to the mid-18th century.
Really?
The person was male in his 40s.
So it wasn't Violet.
No.
Great.
Great?
Well, if she did exist, she wasn't murdered.
We don't know that. We don't know what happened to her.
Does it matter?
It matters to me.
Come and sail.
Another time, okay?
Okay. And Carol?
What about her?
Did you make an appointment?
Will you get off my case? Please?
You need to change the channel.
I'm quite happy where I am. Thank you very much.
It's all you do.
Like you and your boat.
My boat gives me pleasure.
My research gives me pleasure.
It's not the same thing.
That's for sure. Talking of which,
What?
I have news to report. Obadiah Marsh was a real person.
Really?
And you are a direct descendant.
Says who?
The parish records. Angela at the museum suggested I look there. She's a motherload of information. Amazing.
The parish records never lie.
It turns out that Obadiah was a leading citizen of our town and quite wealthy. He was also a founder of the first parish church.
That's,
Where we got married.
right.
And it has that spectacular stained glass window on the south wall. Remember it? With the big ship's anchor?
Yes.
Turns out it was installed in Obadiah's honor. But why? And why the anchor?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, we were just you all set?
I think so. Packing up the car took forever.
How did it all get in there in the first place?
Yeah, who was that person?
I need to head out myself. Amani, good luck to you.
Thank you.
John,
I'll call you.
have fun. The new boat, very exciting.
You're not going?
I've got things to do. What's the new place like?
Small, but close to campus. Thanks again for the referral.
Oh, sure. And the new roommate, April, is it?
Seems nice, quiet, except for the pretzels. She eats a lot of pretzels.
That can be distracting.
Yeah, and I hate earplugs. Well, I better.
Of course. Before you go,
What?
I have a confession to make.
There was no burst pipe.
How did you know?
The yellow tape, the police. I asked Eduardo what was going on, and he kind of filled me in.
Yes. I don't know what to say. I mean, God, I am so sorry.
Was it the slave quarters?
Yes.
And the remains?
From that era, male.
So it wasn't Violet.
How do you know about Violet?
Her manumission paper.
You read it?
It was on your desk. My curiosity got the better of me.
Right. Well, when we found out that the carriage barn may have been, I thought, we can't do this.
Do what?
Have you lived there?
Why not?
Because it would be insulting, maybe even traumatizing.
You could have asked me.
Yes, of course. Why didn't I do that? I know why. I was afraid of how you'd react.
I gotta get rolling.
Yes.
What?
I'm sorry. Can I tell you one more thing?
Sure.
You're the only person who won't automatically think I'm nuts.
Okay.
I've seen Violet.
Cool.
You believe me?
I'd need some supporting information.
Remember that first evening you were here? You said goodnight and you headed down the hall. A few moments later, I looked up and it wasn't you, it was Violet in servant's clothes, period clothes, standing in the exact same spot.
And
She didn't say anything, just stared at me.
how do you know it was Violet?
I just know. The way you do. The thing is,
What?
I can't get her out of my head. She's there all the time. She won't quit. I have to know what happened to her. Does that make any sense?
Why are you asking me?
Well, I thought maybe. Is it crazy? Does it seem crazy to you?
Mrs. Marsh, I think
Betsy.
we all have our ghosts.
Do we? Yes, we do.
They're here to tell us something. At least that's what folks say. The trick is figuring out what the hell that something is. Thank you. You've been very kind.
I hope we'll stay in touch. Maybe grab a coffee sometime?
Act 1, Scene 6. The sanctuary of the First Parish Church. Early evening, a few days later. Stained glass light. A church organ plays. John stands facing the audience. He's gazing at the stained glass window installed in Obadiah's honor. Violet appears from the shadows, stands next to him, and looks at the window also. John cannot see her. At length, she turns and we see her bare back. It is crisscrossed with raw welts and scars from whipping. Slowly, Violet fades into the shadows. John's eyes remain fixed on the window. The organ music swells as the lights fade. Act 2, Scene 1. 1 month later, morning. The living room kitchen of the Marsh Manse. Obadiah sits at the desk working on some papers. Betsy sits at the dining table with her laptop and a cup of coffee, absorbed in research. Beside her are various books and documents. Obadiah and Violet are invisible to her, and she is invisible to Obadiah. Violet enters with a glass of port on a silver tray. She waits patiently for Obadiah's permission to set it down on his desk. He makes her wait.
Well, put it down.
If it pleases you, sir.
What is it?
May I ask you a question?
If you must.
I'd unpay you all the money you ask for.
What money?
For my freedom.
So,
You said once I pay you, you're gonna give me my paper.
indeed, I have it right here.
May I have it?
No, you may not.
Why not, sir?
Because, as I have told you on numerous occasions, your debt has not been paid in full.
What do you mean, sir?
You know very well what I mean. Come here. Come here.
Violet moves closer to the desk. He grabs her wrist, pulling her down and towards him so that her face is close to his.
A bargain is a bargain.
She breaks free of his grasp and staggers back. She collects herself.
Do you desire anything more, sir?
My desire knows no bounds. It's the bed or the whip, girl. The bed or the whip. Hey.
Hey.
John goes behind Betsy and strokes her hair slowly and gently. He puts his hands on her shoulders and bends down and kisses her neck.
Not now.
John persists.
John.
He kisses her aggressively on the mouth.
What the fuck?
Sorry.
What is with you?
I'm sorry, okay? I miss you.
You mean you miss fucking me?
No, I miss you. You're never here. You're with Violet.
I'm not with Violet.
In your head, you're with Violet.
This is important to me.
I get that, but 5 weeks straight?
These things take time.
If you're not at the museum, you're online. Or if you're not online, you're hunkered down in some library in Boston or New Haven or wherever.
Why is that a problem?
You need a break.
Why?
That's
And why do you keep saying that?
because you've been pushing yourself way too hard and sitting at that computer way too long.
I want to get this done.
You're so tense.
Do not think we are having sex. We are not having sex.
How about a date?
I'll look at my calendar.
I'm wide open. Glass of wine?
Water, please.
Ice?
No thanks.
Coming right up. You know,
How's the boat?
incredible. You should see for yourself.
I have.
From the dock. We need to get you on the water. It's fun. Remember?
Uh-huh.
Well, how about right now?
I can't.
Carpe diem.
I want to keep going with this.
It can wait, surely.
No, actually, it can't.
Okay. How's it going with Carol?
Fine.
And
What?
does she think it's connected?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yes, possibly.
You lost a daughter.
And Violet is her. That would explain everything, wouldn't it?
Is she? Is Violet Samantha?
God,
Just
I can't believe you just asked me that.
worried about you, about where this is going.
Look, I did the work with Carol. I'm in a good place.
Why put that at risk?
I'm not.
I think you should pause it.
Why?
This project. Take a break. Take the pressure off yourself. I know, broken record, but let's do it. Let's go to Vermont for a few days with that inn in Manchester with the spa and the Belgian chef and those beautiful water gardens out back. You love it there. We'll relax, eat well, swim, go horseback riding. Look, I'm just trying
I
to.
think what you're trying to do, John, is make this all about me, when in fact, it is all about you.
What do you mean?
Let me update you.
You're not the only one in pain, okay?
I know.
Oh, you don't. You have no idea.
Here's what we know for sure.
Nothing is for sure.
Violet worked for Obadiah long enough to negotiate the terms of her freedom.
You know what? I can't.
But she didn't grow up here. She was bought by Obadiah from a merchant in Virginia called Callaway. This is the bill of sale.
Where'd you get this?
We don't know how Obadiah and Callaway knew each other, but Callaway was involved in the slave trade and they were in business together. New England had slave ports. Did you know that?
Of course.
I didn't. I mean, I guess I did at some point, but Boston, Salem, Portland, Newport, Bristol. Bristol was a huge one. They all had slave ships going back and forth from West Africa and the Caribbean, trading rum and fish for slaves.
So you're saying my family were slave traders?
It looks that way.
Bingo!
John,
I've got blood on my hands.
this
The
is
blood
not,
of thousands of innocent Africans.
this is not about shaming you and your family.
No, what is it about?
You know what I don't get? With all this racial justice stuff going on all over the world, all over the country, you don't seem the least bit curious to know about any of this. I mean, your family owned slaves. They traded in slaves. We know this now. We have documentary proof. And all you do is get angry and defensive. Why? What's that about? You know, I happen to think that this is a very big deal.
And I don't?
You haven't exactly been cheering me on.
I don't want you to get hurt.
John, this is not personal.
Excuse me?
I don't have an agenda here, okay? I'm not out to get you or hurt you. I want to find out about Violet. That's all. And I followed the paper trail and it's led where it's led.
Fine.
Fine?
Doesn't matter anyway.
What doesn't matter?
Any of this. Shit happens and we move on. It's done. It's history. You can't change it.
Are you saying?
And anyway, I don't buy all that sins of the fathers shit.
Meaning what?
Why should I take responsibility for something my ancestors did hundreds of years ago? What's that got to do with me?
Seriously?
Yes, seriously.
Wow. I had a call this morning from Angela at the museum. She's found some documents. They're quite revealing.
Another bombshell.
It seems that Obadiah was a prominent slave investor in the slave trade. He and his cousin Silas co-owned at least 2 slave ships, and Obadiah captained one of them himself.
Act 2, Scene 2, August 1765. Violet enters from the area of the guest room. She looks around to ensure she's alone, then crosses to the desk. She slowly opens the drawer and removes a scroll. She unrolls it. It's her manumission paper. She smiles. She rolls up the scroll and, clasping it, heads back the way she came, just as Obadiah enters.
Well.
As Obadiah moves towards her, Violet retreats behind the desk. Obadiah grabs a poker from the fireplace and wields it like a sword.
Sir, please.
You can steal from me?
This is mine, sir. I'm only taking what is mine.
Nothing is yours, my sly little minx. You'll hang for this.
No, please.
Unless, of course, you give me what I want. Very well. I'll take it. At my convenience. But first, I'm going to teach you a lesson you'll never forget. You filthy black whore.
He slashes at her with a poker. She ducks. He chases her around the table, swinging the poker. It is a game for him. He laughs as she screams. She finally scoots past him and rushes out. He follows in hot pursuit. Act 2, Scene 3. In the present, 1 week later. Evening. John is dressed in a tuxedo. He's antsy. He looks at his watch, pulls out his cell phone, and speed dials Betsy. His call goes to voicemail.
Where the hell are you? Call me. Finally, we need to leave in 5 minutes.
I'm not going.
What do you mean?
I'm not going to the gala.
Well, of course you're going to the gala. What is it? Are you sick? What? Come on, get changed. We'll talk in the car.
You convince yourself it isn't true.
What?
It's like sitting on a jagged rock, trying to get comfortable. It hurts like hell at first, but you ignore the pain. Shift your position, distract yourself. Before you know it, you've gotten used to it. It's no big deal, just a dull ache. Something you can live with.
What are you talking about?
I went to the museum today to look at those documents. Angela wasn't there, and no one else knew about them. Apparently, she's on leave. Some family emergency.
That's too bad.
You had a word in someone's ear.
Excuse me?
They have to listen to you. Major donor, trustee, big man.
Bets.
Who was it? Who did you get to do your dirty work?
Don't make a fool of yourself.
Not that stupid little weasel, Jason. No, he'd fuck it up. Maybe Jim, what's his face? Your sailing buddy with the dragon breath? Oh, or Anne Oglesby. My money's on perky little Anne. Always had the hots for you. Always willing to please.
I'm going now.
Go.
Are you coming?
Go. Fuck off.
Act 2, Scene 4. The beach near the house. Afternoon of the following day. Betsy is sitting on the sand, staring out to sea, deep in thought. A beach bag is beside her. Sounds of surf and gulls. John enters. He stands next to her and surveys the ocean in front of him.
Always changing, never changing. I remember one time I was windsurfing. Must have been, I don't know, 12, 13. I was way out there alone, out of sight of the shore. A mere speck on the wide blue ocean. Wasn't scared. I should have been, but I wasn't. I was calm. And I had this urge to just keep going, to leave it all behind, never look back.
Violet appears. They do not see her. She looks out to sea also.
The slave ships, they pass here.
That way, nobody could ever get to me. Ever.
I see them.
It'd be untouchable.
I smell them.
Free. Wonder if she ever had that feeling. I see her sometimes. Our little girl. Skimming the waves. Wind in her hair, not a care in the world. You're right. I did intervene.
Intervene.
This is not a simple thing.
For
Okay.
who?
For any of us.
For Violet?
Okay. You want to talk about it? We'll talk about it. First off, let's put this in perspective, okay? Slavery in New England wasn't like the plantations in the South. For one thing, there weren't that many slaves here.
4,500 in Massachusetts in 1754, according to the census.
And
16,000 in the New England colonies right before the Revolution.
and they were treated as part of the family.
And the occasional whipping.
You don't
The
know
occasional rape.
how my family treated their
But
slaves.
not the Marshes. No, Obadiah was a humane and caring master. Nothing to see here.
All I'm saying is,
Cover up.
what cover up?
Oh, I'm sorry. The intervention.
Look,
I had an interesting morning. I went to see Angela at the museum, at her house. Surprise, surprise. There was no family emergency. She was told to take some paid leave. Wouldn't say why, which made her uncomfortable. Poor woman. But someone else filled me in.
who?
You know who the advice I got from this courageous whistleblower? Leave it alone, Betsy. Most people in this town don't know the history of slavery here, and they could care less. And it's best it stays that way. I mean, seriously? I'm that much of a threat.
What do you mean?
You blocked my access to those documents.
I tried to deter you.
Why?
I didn't trust you'd use them responsibly.
Right. I guess I don't know the protocol. How would I use those documents responsibly? Keep them to myself, shove them in a drawer, burn them, what?
They're not going to give you what you're looking for.
And what is that? What exactly am I looking
Betsy,
for?
you have to face the facts that you're not going to find out what happened to Violet.
He's right. I am invisible. My story is invisible. But I will tell it to you. I am African. I was born on a plantation in Virginia. Yes, that man Calloway, beast of a man. I never knew my father. He was sold away before I was born. My mother tell me his people are Katongo. My mother's people are Wolof, also from West Africa. The first time I see Mr. Obadiah Marsh, he is a guest in my master's house in Virginia. I am 12 years old. I am serving at table. Mr. Marsh has his eye on me. The next day, my masters sell me to him. They not allow me to say goodbye to my mother. I never know what happened to her. I carry my moyo, my spirit bag, with me. That is all. She always tell me and protect me from bad things, from whipping too. It is not so, but in Massachusetts, my life is better. The new mistress treat me fair. She not beat me, but she know. She know her husband. 3 other slaves here, they look out for me, protect me. Jeremiah, Cuffy, and Alice. Then the mistress die from the fever. Alice too. Jeremiah, he get angry one time. He beat a white man and burned down his house. And the master, Mr. Marsh, put him in a cage, starve him, freeze to death. And the master, he angry with Cuffy, say he helped him burn down the house. It's not true, but Mr. Marsh, he whipped him bad, so Cuffy cannot protect me no more. No one can protect me. But I not give in to Mr. Marsh. No, I am strong. I fight him. But he like that. He want me more. And then the day come. I not steal, I take my free paper from his desk. He see me. He chase me to the carriage barn. This time he will have me. But then the spirits help me. Mr. Marsh trip and fall and hit his head on a big beam, bang. He died. Just like that. Dead. What can I do? Right then, Cuffy come in, I tell him what happened. He say, they think you kill him. They will kill you.
Why?
We dig a hole in the floor and we bury his body. Then we put my free paper and my moyo in a box to keep them safe. We bury this also. 3 days, they search for Mr. Marsh. In the forest, in the fields, everywhere. And Cuffy wake me in the night. They search in the slave quarters. Quick, we go now, quick, quick. We run to the forest.
Why are you so determined to keep those documents under wraps?
But I forget my free paper.
It's a simple question.
Oh Lord, I cannot go back. They catch me, they kill me.
Why are you so fucking self-righteous?
Excuse me?
My free paper is gone forever.
You think I owe you an explanation? I don't owe anybody an explanation. So my family had slaves. Big deal. They gave them a much better life than they could have gotten in Africa. My people built this town. They built the wharves, the first church, the first school. They developed businesses and trade. They created a good life for everybody.
Everybody.
They have nothing to apologize for, and neither do I. But no, we can't have that. We've got to be politically correct. We've got to find out who suffered, who was traumatized, who was oppressed, and then we have to compensate them for all the terrible harm that was done to them in the name of progress. Fuck that. You know who's really oppressed? People like me, people whose families built wealth and prosperity generation after generation through ingenuity and enterprise and sweat. We're the bad guys. We're the monsters. We're the ones standing in the way of freedom, justice, and equality. Well, I'm sorry, all right? Black Lives Matter, but you can kiss my lily white ass.
Do I know you?
You know me.
Do I?
You know exactly who I am.
You really don't care.
I care about you. I care about my family.
And the documents?
Documents, the fucking documents are immaterial.
Apparently not.
Bets there are other people to consider in all of this.
Donors to the museum.
This is not about money.
No, it never is it?
There are people in this town, good people. Their families go way back, and by dredging up all this...
Maybe they'd appreciate knowing. Maybe they'd want to confront it, especially now. I mean...
There is nothing to be gained by giving you those documents.
Except the truth.
The truth. Oh my God, this whole fucking thing is a cliche.
Those documents
Listen to me.
could give us...
Listen to me. Here's what would happen, okay? And you know this. You go through those documents and you cherry pick snippets of information that support your narrative, that back in the day, this little town wasn't all Puritan values, Yankee thrift, and white picket fences. No, it was evil. It trafficked in human flesh. It was a slave trading, slave whipping hellhole.
I would never do that.
You've seen the light. You're woke.
Why are you so afraid?
I'm afraid?
Yes.
What am I afraid of?
Losing.
Many nights we walk through the forest. We hungry all the time. We eat berries, corn from the field. We come to a big river and we see them. Indians. They are fishing. They see us. We are afraid, but they do not harm us. They take us to a camp deep in the forest. It is small and they are few. We think they will sell us or trade us to the whites, and Lord, we go back to slavery. No, they keep us. The tribe lose many to the smallpox. The whites take their land. We can help them. We can work.
The only thing I'm afraid of losing is you.
And the house.
Cuffy is a blacksmith. He fixed tools, guns, other things. I make baskets and brooms the African way, like my mother teach me. We sell them, trade them. The Indians treat us good. They teach us Abenaki ways. We learn to find food in the forest. Cuffy learned to hunt. There is war everywhere. The English, the French, the Indians. We are safe, but we are never safe.
What would it mean to lose the house?
There's a man there, a young warrior. He's not handsome, but he's kind. He sees into my soul. We marry. We have 3 children. 2 get sick and die, but my daughter, she grew up strong. She is my pride. She has the face of an angel. She is the last thing I see in this world.
You know the answer to that.
I thought I did. Not anymore.
It's family. It's home.
And
And what?
it's much more than that.
Yeah?
Yeah. Those documents that you didn't want me to see, they're not online.
I know.
But a lot of other stuff is. Like a 6-year correspondence between Obadiah and a certain Captain Pinkham. He commanded one of Obadiah's slave ships.
You really love this, don't you?
A library in Boston has the original letters on their website. Obadiah Marsh to Andrew Pinkham, dated August 23rd, 1763. This encloses a copy of a contract I have made with Mr. Gabriel, who came here from New York to contract for a number of slaves.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
You are to proceed from the coast and deliver your slaves to the contractors in Havana, for which they are to pay you for each slave as follows: male or female from 4 feet 4 inches and upwards, 26 pounds 10 shillings. Boys and girls under 4 feet 4 inches down to 4 foot, 21 pounds sterling. And from 3 foot 9 inches to 4 feet, 17 pounds sterling. For the proceeds, you have liberty to buy sugars or hides. If you find you can do it to your advantage, but do not meddle with anything else upon your peril. How tall was Violet, do you think? Was she worth 17 pounds? 21 pounds? 26? I did some cross-checking with ship registries. Obadiah is listed as an owner of the 2 slave ships mentioned in the letters.
Congratulations. Now what?
What do you mean?
Well, apparently we're guilty as charged.
John,
What are you gonna do?
what are you going to do?
No. You forget. I don't give a shit.
Maybe we can do something together.
Why?
Because we're in this together. John, people are finally trying to come to grips with this stuff.
Oh, right, yeah. Defund the police.
Pulling down monuments, renaming sports teams, renaming schools, renaming Faneuil Hall in Boston because Peter Faneuil was a slave merchant, and the colleges, Harvard, Brown, they all had ties to the slave trade. I mean, the fact is that the whole economy of New England was pretty much built on slavery.
I know.
What?
Let's rename the house. Now forget number 7 Lilac Lane. We'll call it the Marsh Family Slave Pen. We'll put one of those historic plaques or sell the place and give away the proceeds. And what do you think? What do you think we get for the steaming old pile, huh? 3 million? 4? That's a lot of scholarships for Black kids, a lot of food pantries, a lot of health clinics. Talk about reparations. We'll set an example. Throw off the yoke of our unearned privilege and do our part to right a terrible historic wrong. Of course, we'll end up broke and on food stamps in some miserable little hovel somewhere, but we'll feel so good, so validated.
Fine, let's do it.
Only you meant it.
I do.
You'd never give up all this.
Really?
You're too comfortable, just like me.
And that's all you want, is it?
What?
To be comfortable.
It beats feeling guilty.
In my research, I came across the story of this slaveholder. He was desperate to sell one of his female slaves. And you know why? Because she couldn't stop weeping.
Act 2, Scene 5. the living room kitchen of the Marsh Manse. 1 month later, early afternoon. A suitcase is on the floor near the exit to the front door. Betsy descends the stairs from the second floor carrying a large beach bag. She crosses to the desk and starts placing her laptop, some books, and other items in the bag. Imani, in military uniform, enters.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Hi, I've been meaning to return this.
Oh, right. Thanks. How are you? It's good to see you.
Yeah. Going somewhere?
I'm moving out.
Really?
A trial separation. John and I we've got some stuff to work through. And you?
Oh, heading home.
Wow, the semester's over already? I guess it is. Come on in, sit down. Can I get you something? Coffee?
I'm good, thanks. I saw you on TV. You are quite the celebrity.
Anti-celebrity is more like it. I've had hate calls.
Yeah, figures.
Really? I guess I was being naive. I mean, I've had a few people thank me, but the defensiveness, the denial, you're not from here, bitch. You don't know what you're talking about. I just wanted to start a conversation. That's why I wrote that letter to the paper, and then reporters are calling me, and it's all over social media.
You did start a conversation.
Yes. John was furious with me, needless to say.
Did you tell the police?
About what?
The threats.
They said they'd look into it.
And?
I haven't heard anything, and now I'm leaving town, so.
Where are you going?
To my mother's in New Jersey. Get some distance, regroup, refuel.
And then?
Travel for a while, maybe, but I'll be back. I will not be chased away.
You got a restaurant to open.
I've got research to do. I just had an email from this woman, a neighbor, lives right around the corner. Family's been here forever, almost certainly had ties to the slave trade. They were coopers, made casks and barrels for the ships and rum distilleries. No one ever talked about it, and now she wants to know for sure one way or the other. For herself, but also so that she can tell her kids and grandkids. That thing people say, the more you know, the more you realize how little you know. What about you? How are your courses? Good?
Fascinating. I learned a lot. I'll miss it. Won't miss the weather.
It's an acquired taste.
Like Alicante Boucher. Well, I should get going. Thanks again for your kindness.
Thank you for your understanding and your patience. All those stupid questions. Actually, oh my God, I'm doing it again.
What?
Sure.
Shoot.
It's about Violet.
What about her?
I keep thinking I'll see her again. I mean, I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, or...
You miss her.
I don't want to lose her.
Did you figure it out?
What?
What she was here to tell you?
Not yet, but I will.
You've made a start.
Yes. I've made a start.